Поехали. Николасс NikNak Bertans улетает в космические дали. А в это же время роторный SX вылетает за пределы трассы. NikNak. Ох, он злой на Джеймса Дина. Одно колесо за пределами трассы. Может быть и два. Судьям виднее отсюда из рубки. Я все-таки работаю с эфиром. Однако, как ни крути, здесь огромное преимущество в тех действиях, которые производит Николасс Бертанс. NikNak в ударе жжет. Опять одно колесо за пределами трассы. А, кстати, он может сейчас ехать на Зестина, потому что ахиллесов было всего 10 колес, 265-х. Ротор. Никуда не едет. Из наших здесь Сергей Кремец из наших. Ну, дальше уже... Дайго Сайта из наших. Вторая часть заезда. Лидирует Ахмад Хамко, Николасс Бертанс. 4 колеса за пределами трассы. Но это было похоже на большую ошибку лидера. Он позднее произвел постановку. Но сейчас судьи все мне расскажут. NikNak, давай догоняй этого роторного SX. Бо на тебя много тут надежд на интересные битвы с Джеймсом Дином. Ну вот здесь уже он ловит вроде темп происходящего и заезжает на финиш. What happened?
Out here at the Oman Automobile Association in Muscat. My name is Ian Waddington and you'll be joining me for the top 16 here tonight live, and as you can see out on track at the moment, the top 16 parade just making its way around. We see some incredible battles in our top 32, fireworks going off from the moment. Hines, ladies and gentlemen, gets the win. Alan Hines gets the win. That means he will face off against Ali Maxid in the Grade 8. We move it along to the next battle. In proceedings, it will be Nikolass Bertans, the young man from Latvia, aka NikNak. He'll be taking on the guy who finished third place on the podium at round one, Tariq Al-Shahani, in this incredible 454 cubic inch LSX powered Nissan S13. As you can see, cars bang into gear. Nikolass Bertans gave James Dean a wild chase last weekend, and Dean said one of the most favourite battles he's had for a very long time. Well, can Bertans bring it again? 90 degrees to the wall, the back end of that BMW. As Tariq Al-Shahani throws some big angle at it, he needs to be careful he doesn't lose all the proximity here. That young man, that BMW, is incredibly quick as he now puts down the hammer. You can see Tariq shortcutting the circuit, making big dives across the track, trying to get back up onto the door of that E36 BMW. Bertans fires it in. Oh, Tariq's very wide, just about holds on to that one as Nikolass Bertans throws angle at it through the double transition in the middle of the circuit. One more out of zone to go as Tariq gets smoke thrown in his face, and across the finish line goes Bertans. Looking stronger than ever, and now he knows James Dean out of competition. Could this be the weekend that Nikolass Bertans gets himself a place on the podium? Well, we're about to find out. Or will Tariq Al-Shahani get himself back on the podium once again? And we can see Nikolass Bertans there just giving Tariq some room to manoeuvre as Tariq starts to apply the pressure, trying to drive away, but the Latvian not having none of it. Cones dropped from Nikolass Bertans as he drops out of that outside zone. But look at that transition. Wheels on the inside of the track now. He needs to be very careful. And Wheels drops once again from Nikolass Bertans, but he holds on to it. Throws big angle at the side of the S13. He's right with Tariq Al-Shahani right now as he makes another dive across the track. Almost gets onto the door. Oh, wow. And Bertans goes very deep. 2 wheels off track. And they finish up the run. Wow, incredible stuff there. Not sure how the judge is going to deem that. NikNak gets the win and advances through to the Grade 8. So wow, judges there not deeming the wheels over the edge of the track limits there to be enough to knock him out of battle. The Q8 in the FIA Drifting Cup, Ali Maxid. And he takes that Supra back to the paddock. Scrappy battle there, and unfortunately Well, it looks like a complete mix of the championship. Anyway, we move it along. Next battle up will be Nikolass Bertans to take on Ali Al-Balushi. Balushi to chase down Bertans. And Bertans, the young superstar from Latvia, I do believe just 14 years old, in that HGK built carbon Kevlar E36 BMW Mars Motorsports LS3 underneath the bonnet. And there we go, light goes green. Bertans to lead, Balushi to give chase. Nikolass Bertans hungry for it. Absolutely incredible initiation from Bertans to get to the back end of that BMW, 90 degrees to the wall. Now squeezes the throttle, starts to drive away from Balushi. And Balushi playing a massive catch-up game now as Bertans dabs the foot brake, throws a cloud of smoke in the face of Balushi. And just look at the textbook drive from this young man from Latvia as he gets into that outside zone. Incredible, incredible drive at the moment. Such a young guy, such a good driving style. And Balushi starting to make mistakes, starting to fall apart as he almost goes 4 wheels off track on that transition. And that line, he now sits in that lead position. Nikolass Bertans to give chase. So both drivers get the thumbs up and the light goes green and we are good to go. Balushi to lead, Bertans to give chase. And Nikolass Bertans, clever driving style from the young man, giving Balushi some room to manoeuvre. Pit crew would have been saying he hasn't got the pace that you've got. You need to play this one careful. You need to balance that car right up onto the side of that S13 without making any mistakes of contact. You can see that Bertans' car has more grip and pace. You can see balancing that car on the foot brake and the handbrake to keep the proximity without making any contact or making too many mistakes. Look at this right now from Nikolass Bertans. He puts down an incredible chase drive out front. Balushi gets into the outside zone and up onto the door goes Nikolass Bertans. So, thumbs up from our start line marshal to both of these guys. The traffic light turns green. Here we go. Bertans to lead. Ali Maxid to give chase. Maxid, no messing around. He knows that Bertans is a fast guy. He knows he needs to be nice and close, good proximity, but no. He's not got no opportunity right now as Bertans puts the pedal down, starts to drive away from the Q80 driver. As Bertans has left Ali Maxid in a cloud of smoke. And no proximity, as you can see. Ali Maxid now desperate to try and gain some proximity back. Shortcutting the circuit, trying to make a dive up onto any part of that car he can. A big straight in the middle of the circuit there for Ali Maxid, and he makes yet another drastic dive across the track. Almost 4 wheels off track there on the finish line. Luckily enough, we're in a nice commentary tower. We managed to see out the window straight onto the track and see exactly what was going on. You can see this, look at this from Bertans. He gets nice and close, makes a nice dive through the smoke. Now this is where he reins in Ali Maxid, gets straight up onto the side of that Toyota Supra. Incredible, incredible stuff. Again, through the smoke, nice dive onto the door. You can see him just dab the foot brake, slows the front of that car down to not make contact with Maxid. Maxid on a very nice qualifying line, giving Nikolass Bertans that opportunity to be on the door. And then the final outside zone, Maxid there, but look at that from Bertans, all over the side of him. So here we go, back on the start line we go. We've removed our faulty traffic light from the situation. Thumbs up there from our start line marshal, hands down, here we go. Will be Sebastian Fontaine to lead out Nikolass Bertans for a spot on the top step of the podium. Who will take it? Look at this from Nikolass Bertans, the 14-year-old superstar from Latvia. Jumps up onto the side of Sebastian Fontaine's E36 BMW right now, as Fontaine does everything he can, everything he's got in his power to try and drive away from NikNak, but NikNak's not having none of it at the moment. Lets him manoeuvre through the outside zone, then once again finds the side of that Dutch BMW. They transition through the centre of the circuit into the final outside zone, and look at Nikolass Bertans, onto the door he goes. Wow, incredible, incredible driving from Nikolass. So there we go, we've swapped these guys around. It will now be Nikolass Bertans to lead, and it will be Sebastian Fontaine to give chase. This is where it all went wrong for Sebastian Fontaine in the last round. Will he make the same mistake twice, or will he have learned from that mistake? They fire in, up onto the wall goes Nikolass Bertans. Oh, but he's going very wide. He's got 2 wheels off track, and you can see Sebastian Fontaine holding on for dear life there, wondering where the young gun from Latvia is going. Both guys calm themselves, get back into the groove as Bertans finds outside zone. Sebastian Fontaine right with him though as he transitions through the smoke up onto the door. Dangerous manoeuvre from Sebastian Fontaine. Oh, and contact onto the wheel. Contact onto the wheel. They get into it once again as they come through the centre of the circuit. Sebastian Fontaine once again looks for the side. Oh, as more wheels dropped from Nikolass Bertans, and across the line they go in spectacular fashion. Wow, what a... So, all we need to know is if our judges have come to a decision or if it will be a one more time. So, judges just wanting to see a replay of this. As you can see, both guys out of the car. And as soon as I know what is going on, I will let you guys know. So there we go, Sebastian Fontaine to lead, Nikolass Bertans to give chase. Our start line marshal looks around to get the signal. Thumbs up all round in the tower, hands drop. That is it, we are good to go. Fontaine to lead, Nikolass Bertans to give chase. Nice flick, initiation once again from Sebastian Fontaine, but no messing around. Bertans straight there, straight up onto the side of that E36. You can see him locking that front brake, keeping that proximity. Incredible driving from the young man at the moment. Dives back up onto the other side, even closer this time than he was before. As Sebastian Fontaine puts foot to floor, tries to open up the gap. No chance. Even cleaner again is Nikolass Bertans. Big drag of the handbrake through the centre of the circuit, messes him up ever so slightly, but he gets himself back into the fight as Fontaine puts down a lovely lead line. Double transition through the middle of the track into that final outside zone, and on the door goes Nikolass Bertans. And I hand it over to the local commentator. Look at this, watch the initiation, so fast, spoiler goes flying from the back end of Fontaine's car. He was not messing around. Onto the door he goes, nice chase, very nice lead line from Nikolass Bertans, so deep into the outside zone. You can see a little bit of shortcut in there from Fontaine, but nothing too drastic. Look at this, no contact made whatsoever, and you can see Fontaine on the brake, avoiding the contact. The job is done, and that is it, the nail in the coffin for Nikolass Bertans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Round 2 of the 2020 OIDC Championship is done. I think you and me both know who takes first step on the podium, but I'm going to leave that down to our local commentators, Youssef and Habib. From me, well, I'll be back in just 7 days' time here in Oman for round 3, the final of the 2020 Championship.